Have you ever done a science experiment and wondered what it'd be like if you did it big? I have.
Yeah!
My name is Phil, and I take your everyday science experiments and do them big. This is Science Max, Experiments at Large. Science Max! It's time to get stuck on magnets. What's our attraction to magnets? What's their attraction to each other? And can I use magnets to levitate and float in the air? All on this episode of Science Max, Experiments at Large.
Greetings, Science Maximites. Welcome to Science Max, Experiments at Large. My name is Phil, and today we're going to be looking at the power of magnets. You see, magnets are fun things to experiment with because they are really, they're really interesting. This magnet that I've got here is a neodymium magnet, or a rare earth magnet. It's one of the strongest magnets you can get. A magnet is an object that is attracted to anything that is ferromagnetic, which is iron, nickel, or cobalt. And magnets are interesting because they have two sides. There are two poles. I'd show you, but I can't get the chain off. Hold on one second. Ha-ha! There are two. Oh, no. There are two poles to every magnet, just like the Earth. There is a North Pole and a South Pole. That's right, the Earth is a giant magnet. So, if you take kitchen magnets, you'll find that there's two different poles. I've written north and south on these ones. They don't normally come like that. If you put the north and the south together, they stick. But if you put the north and north or south and south together, they repel. They repel, see? They don't want to go together at all. And you can force them together if you want, but if you do, they will spring away the second you let them go. Whee! But when magnets repel each other, I find that some of the most interesting stuff. Check this out. This is just a small container, and I've got a magnet in here, and I have a loonie attached to it so that it fits nicely in the container like that. For the top, I've attached two magnets together, and I have another coin on it. And if you put them in there, I've made sure that the two poles repel each other, which means this magnet will just sit there and float. Magnetic levitation. Very interesting. And you can pop the top on that if you want and just carry around a levitating magnet. Now, there's a couple fancier ways you can levitate stuff with magnets. This is just a wooden frame I've made. This is completely not necessary. You can use just about anything in your house. A desk lamp works really well. The important part is I've tied a magnet to the end of this arm here, and this is a bolt, which is attracted to the magnet, but it's got a thread tied to it, so it can't get there. Just far enough that it will actually hang in mid-air. Look at that. It's not attached to anything. It's just being pulled up by the attraction from the magnet. The thing is, as soon as you pull the bolt away far enough, it will lose the attraction and it'll just fall. Very cool. Here's one that's a little bit more complicated, but is also really neat. This one uses disc magnets, which have a circle or a hole in the middle of them here. And you put two around a pencil and then four more in such a position that you can put the pencil against this wood on the side and it will just levitate on its own. You can even give it a spin. Look at that.
And if you want to make a levitating pencil yourself, there's step-by-step instructions on how to build an easy-peasy version on our website.
Meantime, we are gonna max this out. Magnetic levitation on Science Max Experiments at Large. But you're probably thinking, what are we going to levitate? Well, we're going to levitate meat. At least, that's the plan. That's why I'm going to the Center for Skills Development and Training. Come on.
Okay, who turned out the lights? Ow, what was that? Why is this room so small? And only going down to waist level. This is the weirdest room I've ever been in. Where am I? What's going on?
Hey, Matt.
Hi, Phil.
This is Matt. He's from Job Master Magnets. Now, you guys use lots of big magnets, right?
That's right, we do.
Awesome. So maybe you could help me max out this.
Wow. You did a great job of building the levitating pencil experiment.
Yeah, so what's going on here exactly?
Well, all magnets have at least a north and a south pole.
Right.
And when you put like poles together, they want to repel.
Oh, okay. So have you ever levitated a person?
Not yet.
Well, let's do it.
All right.
Do you think we can use these?
We can try.
Okay, well, put that one on the ground. And, okay, so north, and I'll put the north one on my foot here. And then if I just step, oh, wait a minute. If I step, stop moving. If I step on the, okay, well, first of all, this magnet keeps sort of moving away from me when I try to push down on it. What do we do? How do we fix this?
Well, we need to keep the magnets in position so that they don't move around when you try to bring them together.
Yeah, because I have to come straight down on it, don't I?
That's right.
So why don't we attach this one to the floor?
Good idea.
And then we'll put a board on this one, and we'll see how it goes.
Perfect.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
This is a magnet. This is a magnet. This is a magnet. This is a shoe. What's the difference? To know that, you have to know your magnets. This is a donut. It does not stick to this magnet. This is a spoon. It sticks to this magnet. These paper clips stick to this magnet. This shoe does not. So what is attracted to magnets? Only things that are ferromagnetic. Here's the difference. Horseshoe, horseshoe magnet. This one is a magnet. This one is not. But the horseshoe sticks to the horseshoe magnet because this one's a magnet and this one is ferromagnetic. Only things that are ferromagnetic are attracted to magnets. Things that are not attracted to magnets, they're not ferromagnetic. Plastic, banana, mitten, sandwich, magazine. No, but how do you know? Do you go around the world sticking a magnet to every single thing one at a time? Hey, Ma, I need you to come over. I need to see if you're ferromagnetic. No, ferromagnetic. No, you don't need to do that. First of all, only metals are ferromagnetic. So that eliminates all your clothing, your luncheon meats, your magazines, what have you. Everything that's non-metal, you don't need to worry about. Never mind, Ma, it doesn't matter. But this clock is metal. It doesn't stick. Well, not all metals are ferromagnetic. Mainly just the ones with iron, nickel, or cobalt. And there you have it. Now you know your magnets. I hit the phone on the magnet there. Can you hear me, Ma? Hang up the phone. Hang up the phone, Ma. My first attempt at levitating had the magnets sliding all over. So the plan is to take the bottom magnet and attach it to a big wooden board so it won't go anywhere. Then attach another plank to the top magnet to make it a little easier to stand on.
Okay, that is definitely attached to the floor. Thank you. All right, now, if I just get this lined up, whoa, look at that. You can totally, oh, wait a minute, totally, it doesn't want to stay put. Oh, wait a minute. They levitate. Come on, levitate. Why doesn't it want to stay? It just doesn't. Should I stand on it? Okay, I'll stand on it. Here we go. And am I levitating?
No.
No. So why isn't this working?
Well, just like your pencil experiment, We need a shaft through the center to hold the magnets in position.
Oh yeah, maybe we could use like a ring magnet.
Yes.
That like we used with the pencil.
Right.
And
we're gonna need stronger magnets.
we're gonna need stronger magnets. Are the ring magnets strong?
Yes, they can be.
Awesome. All right, let's do it.
All right.
Now it's time for a Science Max quiz. Which one of these things do we have magnetism to thank for? Birds flying south in the winter, music, or a sandwich? If you picked A, you're right. Some birds migrate in the spring and fall using the Earth's magnetic field. Many animals can sense the Earth's magnetic field and use it to navigate. Migrating birds fly hundreds or thousands of kilometers north or south when they migrate in the spring and fall. A compass works the same way, by using magnetism to point to the Earth's magnetic North Pole. But if you picked B, music, you're right! Here's some music. The way you're hearing this music is because the musicians recorded their instruments using microphones, which use magnets. And then the signal was translated by a computer and stored on its hard drive, which uses magnets. Then it was broadcast to your TV and comes out your speakers, which use, you guessed it, magnets. And for those of you who said you have magnetism to thank for your sandwich, haha, well, you're right. You see, you'd probably go to the kitchen to make that sandwich, right? Well, I'm guessing you got all of the tasty ingredients from your refrigerator? Well, it works on electricity, which is produced by magnets. And then there's an electric motor in the fridge that circulates the air and keeps it cool. And guess what? Magnets. And finally, the door on your fridge stays closed because the door has magnets. So there you go. You can thank magnetism for birds flying south, music, and your sandwich. It just goes to show, when you're talking about magnets, everybody wins because magnets are everywhere. This has been a Science Max quiz.
Mini Max.
Here's an experiment you can do with a bag of water. Take a sharpened pencil and carefully push it through the bag. If you do it carefully, it won't spill. The reason this works is because the bag is made of polymers, long stretchy chains of molecules, and also because the pressure of the water against the pencil prevents any water from spilling out. Now, we're gonna max it out. This is a very large bag of water, and here I have some very large pencils. You ready? Oh. That's one. That's two. Here we go. Should I go from the bottom? Ta-da! Science! Okay. I know what you want. Like I was saying, science! Turns out trying to balance two repelling magnets on top of each other is pretty much impossible. Here's why. This is a magnet, and here is the magnetic field. It's often drawn with lines like this, but actually the magnetic field radiates out in all directions. Really, think of the magnetic field kind of like a ball. When you try to balance another magnet on top of the first magnet, it's about as hard as balancing one ball on top of another ball. So here's the plan. Just like the levitating pencil, we're going to use ring magnets because we can put a shaft through the center of one ring, then drop another ring magnet on the shaft. It will keep them perfectly aligned. Then it's just a matter of putting the bottom magnet on a board to keep it stable and using another board so I can stand on it, and ta-da! Magnetic levitation! Or at least that's the plan. Okay. Board,
Magnets.
magnets,
Ooh, look at that. Awesome. And now I'm gonna put the platform on. Nice. I got some weights here. Let's see how this works. Yeah, this is gonna work amazing. All right, think I should try it?
Give it a try.
Okay. Here we go. Yeah! I'm doing it! I'm levitating! What?
Just a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, yeah, what do we do?
We need more power.
More power? I like that idea. How do we give it more power?
More shafts, more magnets.
Okay, sure. Well, why don't we do 1, 2, 3, 4 shafts, and then we'll have magnets on all the shafts.
Great idea.
All right. Let's do it.
Mini Max.
If you attach something ferromagnetic like this washer to a magnet, not only does it stick, but the magnetic field travels down the metal, making it a magnet too, which means you can stick more and more things to each other, and they will continue to stick until you run out of magnetic field. You can do this yourself at home with anything ferromagnetic. Paper clips work pretty well, or washers like I have, or screws or bolts, and they'll continue to stick to each other as long as the magnetic field is strong enough. You can see it's getting pretty weak here. And they'll all stay magnetized as long as the first one is still attached to the magnet. But if you want to go even further, all you need to do is keep adding more magnets to reinforce the magnetic field. I've got a few here, like this. Let's get the chain started, like that. And then I've got a magnet attached to this washer, so it will keep the magnetic field strong. And I continue to add one magnet, one washer, and we'll just see how far I can go. You can even sculpt it a little bit. Look at that. And then at the end, a whole bunch of paper clips. Eventually, the weight will make it fall off, but it's a lot of fun to play with magnets and make art. Speaking of art you can make with magnets, you can also make sculptures. When everything sticks to everything else, you can make some pretty fancy designs. This is a rare earth magnet, a very strong one, and a bunch of nuts that I've gotten. And this one here is an electromagnet, but electromagnets are a little different because they need an electric current to work. Check this out. This is sort of a magnet dude with crazy hair. There's an earth magnet here, and this is a giant screw, and these are some metal bits, and then I've got 2 more magnets at the top here to hold on his crazy wire hair. He's got crazy wire hair because he's crazy magnet dude. Now, of course, we couldn't just talk about magnetic sculptures without maxing it out, so let's max it out. This is a bunch of scrap metal from leftover experiments, and I've got a bunch of rare earth magnets, and now I'm gonna max out a magnet sculpture. Let's see. There you go, a maxed out magnet, me! I made this guy out of metal pipes with earth magnets in between, and these are his arms attached, of course, with magnets. His hand, his little metal pieces attached with magnet. Steel wool for the hair, and of course, hat, non-magnetic. All right, here we go, ready? Want to see a magic trick? Simple copper tube. Drop things through it. Nothing unusual happens, but watch when I drop a magnet through. What? It's not magic, it's science. Because the magnet creates a magnetic field, when it goes through the tube, the magnetic field repels the magnet upwards. Now, the field isn't perfect, so the magnet doesn't come to a stop, but still, it slows down from a fall to a nice, graceful drop. Take a look from above. Pretty amazing, right? Magnets, not magic, science.
so I've managed to levitate on some magnets, but just barely. What Matt and I needed was more power. So instead of having one shaft and one pair of ring magnets, we're going to use a larger board and put a shaft on each corner. Then we'll have 4 times the power because we're using 4 times the magnets. Hopefully this will be strong enough to get me floating on a cushion of magnetic energy.
And magnets?
Magnets.
Okay, here we go. This is gonna work great. And top board. Ooh, what do you think?
Looks great.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Matt?
You're levitating.
I'm levitating! Woohoo! All right. It feels cool. It sort of feels like surfing a little bit. All right, thank you so much, Matt. That was amazing. And there you have it. Science Max, Experiments at Large, Magnetic Levitation. You know, I'm surprised we could do an entire episode on magnets, and we never actually got them so close to the camera that the camera went all weird, because cameras and magnets, they don't, oh dear. No, that's okay. I can fix this. If I just maybe, maybe if I put the magnet to the camera again, that would, okay, that's not, that didn't help. Oh, okay, well, thanks very much for watching Science Max, Experiments at Large, and we'll see you again as soon as we get into the camera. Today, we're gonna be looking at the power of magnets. 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 Wait, okay. This one here is called a neodymium magnet, or a rare earth magnet.
It sticks to this magnet.